Hi everyone! Today, welcome to March. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite months. And today, well, not just today, but this month, we're gonna be focusing on teaching a little about how we can take better care of our homes and take better care of our bodies, by mostly using the products, considering the products that we have in our homes. So first things off. Sorry for the glare thing. First things off for this month. I'm gonna be sharing a little resource that, especially if you're in the US or if you have access to it, I suggest that you should have in your home. This is by Melissa Pepping. She's really great. You follow her on Instagram or Facebook, and she has this 3-part series called The Chemical Free Home. So it's called this one. I know it's upside down, but The Chemical Free Home. She has the 1, 2, and 3. And these amazing books are great to have as a guide for, all living a chemical-free lifestyle. Which I guess we all want to do. Anyway, so I'm gonna be teaching for the whole week based on a lot of stuff from her books and a lot of things that I've read on, because again, I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert on a lot of things, but I do love learning about all things, and I love sharing them as well. Alright, and again, none of the information, none of the stuff here that Ara and I share are meant to, treat, diagnose, or cure any illnesses whatsoever, but are, just here to be shared for informational purposes. Alright? So, I mean, a lot of us are aware that, we're all aware of the chemical dangers that we have now. That our generation and our children's generation are suffering from, and a lot of it stems from they call it the TSCA, which is the Toxic Substance Control Act. They had it in the US, and most of our products come from the US, to be honest, and the ones that are created here are based on stuff that we've used since forever that come from the US. So it was an act that was made in 1976. That's basically grandfathered about it's like the root of about 65,000 to about 100,000 chemicals that's present in the market today in a lot of forms. And what it means for us is basically that these chemicals have not had any safety testing, and we know very little information about the side effects of all these. Of the chemicals that were tested on that list, toxic labeling, the one that says toxic or poisonous or something like that, it's only required if 50% or more of the animals that were tested on it actually die. I'm gonna pause right there again. Okay. Of all these 65,000 to 100,000 chemicals that's present in our market today, only a toxic label is only required if 50% of the animals that were used as test subjects for all these chemicals actually die. So let's say if a particular product has about 49% of a toxic chemical. And it just so happened that the animal used to test these products survive. Some will survive. That is still 49%. That's still a 49% toxic substance that enters your body, that enters your children's bodies. And that's just for one product. That's just for one ingredient. So imagine a product that has several toxic ingredients on it. And imagine slathering it all over your body every single day. Imagine putting it on your children's bodies. How do you feel? I know. I was pretty speechless too. I had absolutely no clue. I had, I guess, at the back of my mind, at the back of my mind that, you know, these are, everything has chemicals, and, you know, people have been using them for years, and they wouldn't put it out in the market if it wasn't safely tested, right? Or, I mean, my pediatrician suggested it, or my doctor recommended it, and my mom's been using it, and my lola's been using it, and my grandmother's been using it since forever, and they're all okay. I never bothered to stop. I never bothered to stop and really think about it until I had a kid of my own, and not until we were about 2 years in as a parent, and we were already suffering from a lot of issues, a lot of health issues. And it took me like it took me about like a couple of trips to the hospital myself, a couple of trips to the hospital for my son, a lot of, you know, heartache and tears before it woke me up to consider, you know, really analyzing everything that's in my house. And when I started doing that, I was really, really scared. I was speechless. I was scared. I didn't want to touch anything. And I know it's very easy to say that you're just an overreacting parent, or I was an overreacting parent. But I think it was also around that time that I started finding out that some of my, you know, some people I knew from high school, some people I went to college with, friends of mine I went to college with, in grad school, and friends of my sisters who were younger than I am, were all suffering from, you know, we're all suddenly having cancer. And I know it's a really, you know, scary, brave thing to put out that word, but the reality is that the dangerous side effects of all the chemicals that has since been introduced into society, it's something that we can't ignore. Sorry, every time I talk about this, I just get really, really emotional. I don't think we have a history of cancer in the family, in our immediate family at least. So, as a child, or I was younger growing up, I wasn't too familiar with, you know, having close or direct experience with it. But I think it was about the year that we decided to explore natural wellness, that I found out that I knew a lot of I knew people who were going to chemo, who had breast cancer, who had a lot of endocrine cancers like breast, uterine, and all these things, and we were just in our early 30s. And that brought it so much closer to home, and got me thinking. I mean, I told myself I wanted to live as long as I could, and to help myself live as long as I could, as healthy as I could, because I wanted to be a grandmother. I still want to see my child grow up to be a dad, have kids of his own, and be around and sane and alive to witness all of it. I want to see him grow up and establish, make sure that he's okay. But having too many to count, too many people having cancer, dying from cancer. I mean, at such an early age. And it's not even about age, I think. It's really the spike in the number of people that get it. And I guess before, it used to be, a general statistic that, you hear about, if you do this, you'll get lung cancer, or you get skin cancer, you hear this, whatever. But now, I sincerely doubt that you, as a person, do not know anybody personally who is struggling with cancer, who had and it's just a sad realization as well, that the products that we use in our home, the products that we use on ourselves, the products that we use on our children, even worse, on our own children, who doesn't know better except to trust their parents and what they use on them, and we use them with the best intentions. Nobody goes out to, no parent goes out intending to put harm on their children. No one does that. And we always do what we do with the best intentions for our kids. But we sometimes select these products under false pretenses. What we choose and think to be safe, because of labels, it's simply because of labels that are leading us to believe they are safe. It says, it's a kid shampoo, so it's supposed to be safe for kids, right? So, or it says organic, supposed to be safe for kids. But once you go deep into the ingredients that product has, it will prove you otherwise. I assure you. So, I guess, I know this is a pretty unconventional Sunday reflections. But, and it's longer than usual. I'm so sorry I know this probably longer than your, longer than our promised video time. But I promise to be real with you, and no child deserves to grow up without his or her parents. I'm a mom already, and I can't imagine growing older without my own. And I can't imagine putting my son having him go through losing us. And no parent should ever have to go through, losing their children. And I know death is unexpected. Death is, we're all gonna die one day. This is a sad reality. In our own time, in God's time. But wouldn't you want to know that you did all that you can? You equipped yourself, you equipped your family, you made sure and did everything that you can, really, to provide the best defense, to provide the best protection, to provide the safest alternatives for you as a parent, for you as a person, for you and your future children, for you and your current children, for you and your family. Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want to know that you did something about it? Just try to know better. Let's try to be a little bit more proactive. And I'm not even talking about, a complete drastic lifestyle change. But start small. Start with the products in your house. Start with your cleaning products. Start with the products, your shampoo, your bath products. Start with something. Okay? And take it from there. And I'll see you on Tuesday and Thursday, where I'm gonna be talking about some ingredients that you can find in common household products, and what they really do. And hopefully that can help you out in this journey if you decide to take it with me. So thank you for staying for this very long video, and welcome to Sunday Reflections for March 3. Bye!